Hello friends, it's me, Vladimir Johnson III. Yes, that's what I'll go by today. And welcome to episode 12 of Let's Talk, where you don't really get to talk much, and instead it's just me talking about things that could either expand or blow your mind, or could quite possibly bore you to death. But either way, I'm ready to do this. Are you? Are you really? Alright then, I'll see you on the flip side of this hastily applied screen transition. Our friends over at Dajian Industries, or DJI as common folk call it, have announced a couple of new products for us. Fresh off the boat and in stores right now is this guy, the DJI OM5. It's a reasonable update to the 4, it's lighter, but also this time around it gives us a telescoping shaft, which thankfully isn't related to Jeff Bezos' toy penis rocket. But essentially, it also transforms this mobile phone gimbal into one expensive selfie stick, complete with DJI's infamous motion stabe and tracking voodoo, otherwise called ActiveTrack 4.0. Hold up, did they just say there's going to be 2 cameras on the upcoming DJI Pro 3, like a primary shooter as well as a dedicated 7x zoom lens? Oh my goodness, I'm not sure how much this thing is going to cost, but I know a few people personally who will trek across continents and deep jungle just so they can be the first to own one of these, because right off the bat guys, the specs are impressive. You can just check out some of these sneak photos right here. 5.7K f2.8 24mm main cam, still a Hasselblad, 16mm lens adapter, built-in 1TB or 2TB storage depending on the version that you get, 40+ minute flight time with a butt inserted battery just like the Mini 2, and now a gimbal that locks for storage, and also support, I heard, for Apple ProRes format. And also the front and rear cameras have been moved sideways to the corners, wide angle style, to cover for the removal of the side sensors that were in the Mavic 2. Now, another big change we all have to get used to is DJI dropping the Mavic moniker altogether. Insert sad face right here. Alright y'all, hold on to your pants. This is a first for Gear Up and it's huge. Today we're going to be talking about Apple products. Yes, Steve Jobs can finally rest in peace. Remember the knocking sounds I've been hearing in my attic for the past few months? That was him, yes. But anyways, new iPhones and AirPods are afoot, my friends. In fact, the Apple keynote event is happening later today, and I shot this last week, so we'll see how accurate my fake news turns out to be. But the 3rd gen AirPod will now have, there's no news on the Pro yet, will have wireless charging and a design closer to the current gen AirPods Pro. And there's just as little info on the 7th Apple Watch, apart from a more squared off design is what I hear, and reported large battery gains. Are we finally going to see 5 days of battery life on normal use? Come on, Apple, let's see you push the envelope here. I don't want to see none of that power saving mode nonsense. The iPhone 13 will also come in Pro and Max versions, and potentially also a Mini and SE model as well, which means Apple in that case will cover the high-end, upper mid-range as well as mid-range of your spending scale. Now, some of the bigger changes we'll see over the 12 are really more in the hardware side, such as larger batteries, a 60 to 120 Hz adaptive refresh screen, much improved camera sensor for improved low light as well as night photography. And you know, I'm surprised Apple didn't skip calling this phone the 13 because that's an unlucky number and all, isn't it? Let's get this out in the open. I'm a huge fan of Lenovo, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, especially with their gaming laptops and how they've been innovating with their Yoga and more recently Duet line of tablets. I love those things. And I had a chance to review one of the Chromebook Duets recently a few months back and thoroughly enjoyed it. And apparently Lenovo felt an upgrade was in order, so now we have this. This is called the Duet 5. I'm not sure why they jumped from Duet 0 to 5, but the biggest news here is the 13.3 OLED display, and it's up from the 10.1 LCD from before. The fundamentals that made the Duet, well, a Duet, are still there. The Chrome OS running on good hardware with a detachable keyboard and a built-in magnetic stand and all that stuff. But for this model, the specs have been given a nice bump too, as expected. Like more RAM, more storage, more powerful and efficient processor. There's now 15 hours battery life. That's super darn amazing, and even a magnetic stylus is included. However, what I still don't see is any kind of expandable storage, which is a bummer. Now, 256 gigs internal is generous, but as my grandma Johnson used to say, it never hurts to have an SD card slot. Back in April 2018, I did this what's in my gear bag video, remember that one? To show you the cheap gear that I use for my vlogging setup. You guys liked it, and I figure it is time to do another one. My setup nowadays is a little bit more professional, but you'd be surprised how I've been able to get by on cheap ghetto equipment alone. And I've learned at the same time a few important and useful tricks here and there that have made my vlogging life more efficient, more organized, more productive. So the question is, would you watch it if I make it? I mean, I guess you could learn how to be a better vlogger if you watch this. But seriously, think about this. If I get enough likes, I might actually get about and making it. Well, actually, I might still make it nonetheless because, you know, it's my channel. Now, before we end this, I wanted to fill you in on a couple of reviews coming down the pipeline. For one, Zuzi, this company sent me this kind of heavy, the Z70 robot vacuum and mop. And to be honest, I've never owned one of these before, but I've had it in my head exactly what I would want if I did buy one. And this Z70 seems to check all the boxes like LiDAR right at the top here, quiet operation, app customization, solid runtime, a lot of suspension travel. And so besides checking all the boxes, I found out that this Z70 is also rated one of the top 10 HEPA filter robot vacuums. That says quite a bit, but stay tuned for the review on this thing. Recently, there's been lots of buzz on Reddit, especially about the yet unlaunched Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. And some of you have asked me if I know anything about it. Well, all I can say is that if it all works out, I'll be getting my grubby hands on a pair of L3Ps real soon. Plus, in addition to that, there's also a new audio product in a category completely new for Soundcore as well. So I'm excited for both of those things. Oh yes, and I do have more. I also have the Tribit Flybud C1. This thing is pretty promising. And also the Nexigo Air T2. And this thing claims to be the thinnest and lightest earbud on the planet. We'll see about that. But first, I'll be doing the Mifo 05 Gen 2 next week. And there'll be a giveaway if I remember correctly for that one. So stay tuned and I hope you join me for that. And that's it for this bit of news, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back for more next time. I love y'all. And yes, remember to subscribe and like. Don't just watch in the shadows. Do the right thing and mash the subscribe button down below. And also thanks to my Patreons for your support. And you can be one of them too if you so choose. The link is down below. So peace out, guys, and God bless. And I'll see you the next time.